Okay, this video is on an idea on what to use for a storage rack for string trimmers, etc., blowers, for a lawn care setup in a shipping container. Starting out, what we did is these shipping containers can be a bit of a pain to lock and unlock. Every day I'd be taking locks off, throwing them down on the ground, unlocking it, picking them back up. So what we did was we welded a couple J-tabs, one on each door to set our locks on. So when we're not locking and unlocking, we got a simple place to put them. I'd say for us, within the first week, it paid for itself doing it. So coming into the storage container, we have built a couple of these racks, and we're going to build one here today. So what we're looking at is some pockets for putting on a landscape trailer and that, with a J-hook welded to them. And it works ideal for hanging some weed eaters. So basically we got these off of Amazon. They're welded on stake pockets and some weld on J-hooks. So what we've done is welded two of them on to hold each weed eater, heading up the rack, one off to the way there for holding the blower. Another thing we've done is welded some J-hooks to hold our backpack sprayers and keep organized. We put welded up one of them hooks up there. That's for putting a bagger for a push mower, so it can be above the push mower and out of the way. So to build these tabs, starting out, we're going to get this thing set down here. Okay. Okay, so starting out here with these ones, we are going to measure from the bottom. I know with these, I want a space in between. It's going to take up two of these spots here. Then I'll want to weld my stake pocket in. So I know this is the row where my stake pocket's going. I'm going to take and measure up 2 feet 2 inches. So we come here, we measure 2 feet 2 inches. I know there will be 2 ribs in between, and we'll be welding another one here. So 2 feet 2 inches. Okay, so I'll take one of these pockets and I'll use it as my template. So I'll find my mark here. I'll run a line across the bottom. I'll run a line across the top. I'll go to the side just because it helps me keep track of it. And I'll run them same marks on both sides. Mark across the bottom, mark across the top, and then on the sides. Okay, for us, we have a 10-inch spacing between the top of the bottom stake pocket and the bottom of the next stake pocket up. So we're gonna just measure 10 inches up from the top line. Put a mark in. Same thing over here. We'll use our template. For what we're doing here, we're not exactamundo perfect. It takes us longer than what we'd like it to. So we're just trying to get production done, get it done, be able to move on to something else, to accomplish something else. I'm sure there's a lot better ways of doing this, making it perfect. For us, it just doesn't have to be perfect. It's just got to be effective. And I know when we try and take the time to make it more perfect, it takes us a lot longer, and oftentimes we don't get everything accomplished. And I'd rather get it accomplished and it not be perfect, as opposed to constantly waiting for it to be just right. On our template over to this one, same thing. Marks. So what we'll end up doing is we'll mark it out completely, and then we'll take a cup wheel and we'll grind the paint off so that we can weld these on. So for us, we found that building 4 of these up is ideal for the weed eaters. And then we'll measure our 4th one. Okay. So up above that fourth one, we hang them up high for our handheld blowers. I'm going to set a second one over here to have there for, well, putting on whatever we decide to put there. So I'm going to measure our old one real quick that I did. Top of this bracket is about 2.5 inches from the bottom of up there. Okay. So this is where these will be going. So one rib over. Go to this here, we'll measure 2.5 inches down. And if you're looking for videos to help you weld, something like Taylor Welding, Ross, many others can do so. I am no professional welder by any means, but I haven't been breaking any welds with some strong stuff, so they ain't pretty, but they're strong. Okay, we're going to come over, we're going to do the same thing right here. I know there's a lot of stuff out there you could probably use to hold these on for you when you're tacking them on. I have just been holding them there and tacking them in place. Okay. So now that we've got it all marked out, I'm going to take a cup wheel and a grinder. Welding hood here. So we're going to take a grinder and a cup wheel, and all the marks, we're going to grind them off, the paint off them, so that we can weld them correctly. Whoops, I guess I wasn't helping you there, was I? we only grind the lines right where we're going to be welding. There ain't no sense grinding anything else off. Okie dokie. So now I'm going to show you what we've got here. So everywhere where we're going to weld these pockets, we've got ground down and ready to weld. What we're going to end up doing next is firing up the welder and starting to tack these on. You probably won't be able to hear me. The noise is going to get very loud. This welder is a gas welder, a stick welder, Lincoln. So basically what we're using is a Ranger Lincoln Electric. So I'm going to take each of these stake pockets and I'm going to hold it in place. I'm going to tack weld the bottom, grab one of them J hooks, tack weld the J hook to it, and do it the whole way up. Okay, we're going to try and set this thing up here. Okay, we'll see how this goes. I've been running 60-11 rod just because it's easier to weld with, I find. It's going to be strong enough for holding these weed eaters in here. If you were going to be putting on a backhoe or hooking a chain to it or something, I would 60-11 it, clean it, run 70-18, 70-18, 70-18, and no, it's not going to break. It's already getting really warm in here. I'm going to put my welding coat on. Okay, I'm going to fire up the welder. It is already getting plenty toasty in there. Last J-hook for this rack. This is just the one we were looking for. All right, it is plenty toasty in there. So all we've done is tacked them in, and I'm still gonna have to weld them all. I just wanted to show how to put them up, how to hold them and tack them in. Obviously, I didn't do the best job, but it's gonna be effective. There they are. So I'm gonna come back. The person probably wouldn't have to, but I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna run. Here, I'll just get it on. Okay. So I'm gonna come back to each of these. And I'm gonna weld all the way across. If you're like me and you get in a hurry trying to weld it and it gets too hot and you burn a hole in it, just start taking your patience, run some weld, hold back, let the glowing cool down, run some more, so on, so on, so on. You can either overhead weld these from the bottom and across, or an easy way if you're not a professional welder is to stick it in there, have a nice long rod, and weld it all the way across like that. Same thing, taking your time, letting it cool down. If you burn through, just be patient and build it back up and fill it in. And same thing with these J-hooks here. I like to run a thing of weld up them, grind them off, and then run another pass or so up through them. Both sides. Like I say, you could probably tack them in more than what we have here, but you could probably tack them in and they hold. But I'm just going to weld them in completely. I'm not a professional welder and I don't want my welds to break. So that is one way to make storage racks in a shipping container for your lawn care business, for weed eaters, for blowers, for backpack sprayers, among other things. We've got a pole saw back here. We're probably going to end up putting in a couple of them racks and hanging it up so it's not on the ground as well. For us right now, we're taking our backpack blowers and setting them in down on the ground. We may end up coming up with something a little better than that moving forward. Okay, and that's one way to make yourself some storage racks. Hope this helps you guys, and God bless you.